Wardroom games. So do follow them, and yeah, see you in the tournament, and I will be casting too.
A giant tail above the waves. Is it a sea monster?
Do you like fairy tales? Who deserves to live happily ever after? Be good, and you will have a loving home. Be kind, and you will be shown kindness. Be gracious, and you will find true love.
It's all your fault!
I want my
I was just having
for the
some
ball.
fun.
Your mother
You
died
didn't
because of
think.
you!
What a bunch of drivel. Break those chains! Embrace your rightful power!
First match tonight, we have Tartarus versus Fusion Prime. And this is going to be a banger match, I guess, Bolty.
Absolutely, and we are surely back in the Wardom Esports. And then here we are, North East Underdogs Tournament once again. It's going to be round 1, but day 2 this time, just for your folks. With that being said, we're just going straight for the ban. And I feel like we're just going to be looking here. And look at so far, Jenny. We're getting those standard bans, the Badang and the Louis so far.
Well, the fist crack and the wind and the break does come in handy, especially in the gangs. So I think even yesterday, when I was casting the first match, we saw that Batang was really prioritized by Luminar Slayer. So I think, yeah, he's in the meta, so why not just get rid of it? Anyways, Phobius is being followed. Looks like they are targeting the EXP laner.
Yeah, EXP laner of Fusion Prime indeed. Maybe they've been, Tartarus, knowing that, like Chronos kind of coached them. They're definitely going to do their homework on this Fusion Prime. So maybe they're just, getting a nuisance for their drafting, which is possibly the Fusion Prime CXP. So they're taking out the Badang as well as the Phobius.
Well, if Tartarus loses, it's on Chronos. I hope he's watching.
Yeah, he's actually casting the FAS right now, so yeah.
Okay. And no big deal. I'm gonna remind him. I'll text him up and I'll call him up and I'll say, what you doing? Do better. Do better. Coach him well. Anyways, let's get into the draft. Fanny's been banned. Could be a respect then. I think, wait, hold on. I see some familiar names. Kimmy. Where was Kimmy before?
Honestly, Kimi, I feel like I'm not really sure.
IGN.
Yeah, IGN definitely. And then we have Joseph from MMG, previous guy. And then Eden. Yeah, I feel like they're all
Eden
like
was an
MMG.
ET, I guess. Eden was
ET?
an ET, I guess. I guess.
Lots of changing over so far. Didn't actually do my homework on this, but anyhow, that ban section, Hanzo being taken out. Fanny, as usual, always gonna be banned on this, especially against a team, tier of Tartarus. So this time, 27 going straight for the Suyu. They want to go for the that comfort kind of pick that can actually rock in the jungle for now. But instead, on the side of Fusion Prime, they're kind of coming back with a Julian at the same time. Also, a Gatot Kacha for the first pick is always a sweet spot for any kind of scenario. Oh, look at that, Jenny.
Well, I don't know what to say. Maybe Kronos did do a good job, and looks like he kind of stole the players from here and there. One from IGN, one from ET, one from MMG, and made a new Tartarus team. Right? Because I remember even meeting one of the... I've met Kimmy in the Nordic Club. And I remember Eden was... this guy's really good at Aurora, if I'm not wrong. And 27... I'm not sure for which team he jungled before. But I feel like they do have a great draft so far. Suyu as an engager, as a jungler, is going to be really good. He got all the potential. Harriet in the goal lane, Sushin in the mid is gonna have a lot of crowd control. I like the Gato Gacha pick, Julian as well. Kronos is also a big fan of Julian since we were talking about him, and then they got the Granger here. Granger versus Harriet. What do you think in the goal lane?
Honestly, these two have been clashing on for so long. But honestly, on the the earlier phases, I feel like but honestly, in my opinion, I feel like a Harriet can kind of gap Granger any time of the day just because of that instant burst potential that he has. Especially after he gets the Zaman Force, he could just, drop it late to waste and just go straight for the Granger. And Granger, his Rhapsody is a directional kind of skill attack, so it's gonna be a little hard for the Granger to kind of gun down the jumping bouncing Leonin, right? So then again, it's good for pokes, good for chicken bushes, but if they don't give him like the stacks for the early Sky Piercer, Granger, I think Harrod kind of like overshines him most of the time.
Okay, okay. Well, that will also depend on how the teams help and let their goal laners get the farm and everything, especially in the early game. So we'll have to see how the execution works. And Vixana has been banned out as well as Matilda. So I think there's still a lot of options left. And Valentina is still out there, but I don't know, Valentina for the side of Team Fusion Prime so far, they don't have really good ults to copy, right? But for Tartarus, it would have been really good given the fact that they have the Gutted Gotcha up there. But let's see. What mage are you expecting them to pick?
Honestly, on their side, we're talking about the Jujin, so maybe the Sicilian is kind of free, but then again, it's for the late game potential because this Granger is gonna have a little bit of a hard time in the late game when it comes to bursting down somebody, unless his teammates like stun lock somebody, he could just free up the Rhapsody onto their faces, right? But instead, they're going for the Roamer Sigma, actually going for the Tigreal here. Oh, he's actually trying to like make that implosion set on here because most of the time these people are very fast paced on the side of what Tartarus, very fast paced here. They're actually dropping in with another that's gonna be going around the map. That is the chip, so full on mobility here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, maybe like I said, like I mentioned, Valentina, they're gonna wait and see if there's some sort of heroes or alls they could do well copying. They're gonna save that pick like a cherry on the top. But still, maybe Fortune. No, I don't think. I'm still not convinced that Valentina would be a good option. All right, Eden on the Barats. I haven't seen him playing EXP before, but I think there's also always a first sign, right?
Now, Valentina, you're speaking of Valentina, maybe they could kind of pick it. I mean, she does have those, double dashes to kind of evade the Jin, but she, right now there's actually two really good ultimates that the Fusion Pride can be steal from Tartarus, right? We got the, Detna's Welcome at the same time, the portal, the shortcut. So then maybe they can use that to like counter play, but instead, there we go, Sicilian, because they kind of need the late game burst. As you know, these kind of 4 heroes, they don't really scale well, in my opinion, in the late games. So yeah, there we go.
A lot of damage. Think both sides look balanced in terms of sustain. I think maybe Fusion Prime, they have the Gutted Gotcha as well as the Tigreal. So a lot of sustain actually. But then again, they also have a Barat and the chip. Wait, where did the Barats go? Maybe I'm getting confused because of the skins.
Yeah, that's a new skin, looking quite menacing there, and definitely is gonna go to the EXP, I think.
All right. Anyways, guys, this is the day 2 of North East Underdogs Tournament presented by Wardrum Esports, and the first banger match is gonna be between Tartarus and Fusion Prime, and we are heading on to the land of Dawn. Bolty, maybe a quick prediction. Who do you support?
Supporting wise, as for now in this drafting, I really like the drafting of Tartarus, so I'm gonna be going for the Tartarus, drafting here.
All right, we'll see. Let's have a look into the jungle there. Restless on the purple, but then again, Joseph on the red. In terms of jungling, is it Suyu or is it Julian that jungles faster? What do you think?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the Suyu because never mind.
The last hit with a bad impact. Anyways, Eden. Actually, what happened? Eden dealt so much of CC up there. Did you notice?
Yeah, absolutely. Just picking up with the Lantern Flare.
Exactly. But still up to no avail. They just dodged him and then managed to get the first blood. But this could be a revenge, but just not yet. They don't have the range like Tenzi has as of right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like 27 did come here, but only a level 2. The concussive blast was not, wide enough to, blast down the Tigreal for that extra kill. But
Mhm.
first kill on the side of Fusion Prime, looking so good for now. But it seems like we're going to be getting a dive over here with the Zosef.
Yeah. Like I said, could be a revenge. Kimmy goes in straight in for Restless, and there you go. Finally, H2ZY secures a kill for the side of Team Tartarus. They're finding
Oh,
themselves back in the game. It could be another kill. Zosef very low. Will he be able to escape? I don't think so. But look at that.
Joseph!
Bro manages to escape.
Yo,
Good
the
blame.
sidestepping from Joseph there. You see that he moved, he like tweaked,
Hold on,
tweaked
hold
a
on. The tunnel's
little, right? Oh,
welcome.
oh,
And there you go. Stenzi taken down.
oh. Yeah, absolutely. Turtle's gonna be spawning for now. Joseph with a little bit of a sidestep, like a little tweaking was enough for him to just escape that. Attention to the minor details, but I feel like it's gonna be that free turtle on the side of Tartarus right here.
We'll have to see. No contest. Famir is there, but Fafnir. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god. Fafnir was there alone. He couldn't have done anything. Wow. Okay, top lane though. Zaman
Oh,
Forest is
shortcut.
up. Imperial down. They got a turtle. They got the kill. They got the presence in the map. They got the vision. They're doing really great so far, Tartarus.
Yeah, expected from Chronos. Chronos being a coach as well, so looking good so far for Tartarus there. Even though they kind of losing out on the first blood, but we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing an extra 3 kills on their side with the gold lead of like at least like 2K right now. So with that being said, they need to kind of stay and put like what they're doing right now. Kimmy and Eden is gonna be camping here. They might try to take out Restless, and oh look, they see it. They see them now. They're going for more. Oh.
They're going the lantern flare, trying to give some CC up there, but no, airborne and respect, restless, take it down. They're going for another one, but no, they're gonna have to come back.
And with that being said, restless there. A bit restless on the walking inside the bush there because you do not have the vision of your tank. And just walking in there without checking like the mid bush, that is like a very big mistake that you can do because we're talking about Tartarus here. Their, like rotation is gonna be on point, their macro as well. But it seems like a shortcut coming in to just stop restless here. Oh, here comes everybody on Tartarus.
And there you go, restless once again. All right, why are they not giving enough vision to their jungler?
I mean, it's just a matter of fact that the Tigreal is very slow, and a real man never hides in the brush. The Sigmund is actually kind of going for that. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, look, Sigmund's still trying to, babysit the Granger Imperial
All
at the
right.
same time. It's very slow. Look
Fafnir.
at this, but
Mhm.
H2Z. Oh, implosion going in.
Bottom lane, and Fafnir uses up the AOG to escape, but it actually worked in his favor. Even in the top lane, Sigmund won't be surviving that. Definitely not. Whoa. I know where you were looking, Bolty, but there was a fight going both in the bottom and the top lane.
Yeah, Kronos keeps saying divide and conquer, and for sure, Tartarus is gonna go for the
Smart
divide
guy.
and conquer rule, right? And with that being said, 6 kills on Tartarus so far, and they're up in the lead. They're not gonna be starting the turtle just yet because they want to pick out Imperial on the top side here because they don't want to give the stacks to Imperial because Imperial can be a pain in the arse when it comes to like late game poking. So there might be some pokes over here.
Yeah. The bottom lane
What the heck?
manages to take down Zosef finally. That's good. That's good because they can actually go for the turtle now that Zosef is not in the scene, but that won't be easy because Kimi won't let that happen. Look at that. Oh, the implosion been used up on Kimi. They're going straight in for him. Take the guy out, trying to peel with the AOG, but that's not happen because Zosef will be back in time. And there you go. Takes a kill. Could be a double killing spree for H2ZY instead.
Yeah, look at that. Like a counterplay coming in the side of Tartarus. I mean, the Sigmund, man, they could have gone for something that's a bit more mobile, but they're actually like still going for the full crowd control. Against this high mobility comp, full crowd control is not really, applicable because they have the Purify, especially the H2Z at the same time. Eden, they're both taking that. Never mind, even Kimi has a Purify, so just implosion is very useless right now for Sigmund. So Sigmund, the side of Fusion Prime, they need to bait out their Purify first before they can make the move, possibly for a comeback as well.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the map presence is so good, and with like you
Mhm.
mentioned, mobility. When it comes to mobility, what is a Tigreal in front of a chip, right? This
Mhm.
guy got shortcuts everywhere, and again, they got another turret. In the meantime, they're also trying to set up a gang, or maybe trying to force push the turret. But look at that, H2ZY already on his amount first, trying to deal a
Oh.
lot of damage. Fafnir won't be able to survive that. Definitely not mega kill. This guy is already melting down that gutted catcher. I really want to see his
Oh.
build.
Yeah. Can you guys get on the build shots here? Oh my god, 404 on H2Z. Just having that two items. And oh, Joseph getting a kill there. A solo, not exactly a solo, but you know the presence of Tartarus there. They're just funneling down on everyone that you can take out. Very kind of similar, like the playstyle of IGN that I
Ooh,
see in the last side. This a nice
there.
welcome.
I thought that could have been a blessing in disguise for Team Fusion Prime, the Lantern Flare, if he had the implosion, which didn't, but
Oh
Omega
my god.
kill Zosef on the Suyu. This guy, you should not really let away a Suyu to your opponents. Meanwhile, Zosef
Joseph.
goes for Mortens. He manages to escape, but then Fafnir was
Oh.
able to, so far, the AOG didn't even pop.
Yeah, nothing pop rare. It's just Tartarus. They're way too fat and they're on to the lead so far, even though those pokes won't be doing much. But what can Fusion Prime do right now? It's just a good set, but they can't
Mm.
actually bait out anyone. They don't have any hero to kind of bait it out. They have Farir to go for the AOG, but still, it's very easy to dodge the AOG without any kind of crowd control. So, yeah, Fusion Prime are really in the pickle right now because the pokes are going to be coming definitely. But then again, they need the Sicilian to kind of farm up, but then, like, they're a bit way too behind. Only 2 kills for now.
Early game definitely didn't work out for them. I think all they could actually do right now is just wait for them to make a mistake, because they are all around the map and they're very confident. But maybe they will be a little bit overconfident, end up making a mistake, which I doubt. Right now,
Mhm.
Zosef is on the Lord and it's an uncontested Lord.
Definitely uncontested because if you contest the Lord right now and you're way behind, you're
Mm-hmm.
basically just gonna be throwing out members right here. That is almost happening. Oh, Flicker Implosion coming in.
Not gonna happen. He did try with the implosion, but it's gonna happen. Slayer Lantern going straight in. Fafnir manages to escape with the AOG. Well, they're gonna have to save themselves because the Lord will be marching and they're gonna have to defend. Well, what's your take on this Lord?
This Lord is
Oh,
definitely good. Oh, never mind, more fight.
whoa, that was honestly unexpected. This happens when you have a Suyu, You're like, okay, nothing's happening, but then suddenly engage and take kill taken. Fafnir being melted down by H2ZY with another Synchrophism, and there you go, down. Sigmund have to go back. They're gonna have to keep themselves safe because the Lord is marching and they're already down with Fafnir. Tenzis coming back in a few seconds. Will they be able to defend the Lord?
I don't exactly know at this point because Tartarus are in position to just deny that. Elemental is gonna be coming up as well. It's gonna get some free hits on this tier. Inhibitor in the top side here. Oh, the Detona's welcome eating up.
They already got one down. No time for them. Dylan's welcome been used up already. Tensi very low on HP. AOG pops in, but not in the right time and not on the right people. They will definitely be able to defend the Lord, though. Meanwhile, Zosef tried to bit a little bit more than could chew, but they definitely will be defending this one. Kimi will have to go back. They're trying really hard to take down the Crystal, and there will be no defense, I suppose. Whoa! I actually thought that maybe they could defend the first Lord.
Not really anymore because they're way too behind on gold as well as kills. Nobody's stacking up the Granger here. I don't think the Granger would even have 300 stacks. It was definitely a 9-minute game. When it's like 12 minutes, it's like more normal that the Granger is going to be having like at least 300 stacks. But over here, nobody can do anything on the side of Fusion Prime. They're just getting, gapped on both of the side lanes as well. The Tigreal being a very slow to roam around is definitely the low fall on the side of Fusion Prime. And Kimi here, looking at Kimi, okay, like the portal shortcuts, he could use that to instantly roam up and down. When the Tigreal was, on the top lane, trying to babysit the Granger, they know, Tartarus know, they like to keep an eye on certain roamers when they're going to make the ganks, right? But the gang was happening on the bot side as well. So Fusion Prime couldn't do anything on this one.
Yeah, well, it's not just the draft. Kimi as a roamer, this guy is dope. But he does
Hmm.
have really good experience, even with the LAN, and when he's with the chip, it's gonna be really hard for the opponents to roamer to keep up. He's gonna be in the entire map, and now that he have the chip, he's gonna keep annoying with the crash course, and he's gonna appear anywhere. So I think for the second round, they definitely need to work out on the draft, especially ban the Suyu, because just a great jungling option as of right now. He's got the engage potential, the damage, the follow up, the agility, everything.
Mhm.
Such a full package. Either take him or ban him.
Absolutely. And then they're just giving Joseph, one of I think one of his signatures, honestly. His signature
Mhm.
usually being the Fanny, but then again, it's Joseph, it's a jungler we're talking about here. Hero pool is gonna be very wide, especially for assassin players here. And then H2Z as well, keeping a cool mind, discipline as always, as a hurry player should do, and then being gapping that Imperial. It was very, very much possible because we're talking about H2Z here. Even Hoon was glazing on this guy on the video in FAS. So yeah, there we go.
Wow. Well, we'll have to see if if we get any surprises in the second round. But
Mhm.
viewers, don't go anywhere until we're back in a few seconds, in a few minutes. Share the stream as much as you can, and yeah, me and Boldy will be back before you know it.
Hello players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very exciting news for you.
Wardroom Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament, where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
Guys, it's a tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
Of the Instagram bio of Wardroom Games. So do follow them, and yeah, see you in the tournament, and I will be casting too.
Alpha, my dear doomed king. The time has come to cast away that frail mortal shell. Join me in eternity.
A giant tail above the waves. Is it a sea monster? not be an obstacle.
Welcome back, guys, to the round 2 of Tartarus versus Fusion Prime. We already know the score. Tartarus won the first round, pretty one-sided, and Fusion Prime gotta win this match, come hell or high water, or it's gonna be just clean sweep 2-0, right, Bolty?
Yeah, that could most likely happen, but let's be optimists and actually think that Fusion Prime can cook up a way better draft this time, especially against Tartarus there. Might be hard for them, but if they can pull this off, it's gonna stretch Chrono's face definitely. So I feel like Fusion Prime want to see that. And with that being said, we're gonna be jumping straight into the draft as well. But this time it's gonna be Fusion Prime on the blue, I think red side, and then Tartarus on the blue side.
All right. So I hope. I hope that makes a difference because, I don't know. They definitely have to make some changes in the draft and definitely not give away the Suyu. But okay, tell me, who did you think had more impact in the game overall? Was it the Suyu, the jungler, or the chip?
Honestly, everybody have played their role honestly, but if we're talking about early game here, the engagement coming on the Suyu definitely with the blade surge. Okay, just going in trying to get the kill as well. But
Mhm.
honestly, this is a 5v5 game. It's a game of team as well. So everybody, if they played their lane good, if they played their roles good, like contributing, everybody is like unity strength or strength and unity. Always the opposite, I say. Wow. But anyhow, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the drafting here. And this time, as you can see, a little bit of a respect coming on the side of Fusion Prime here with that chip out of the question.
Yeah, I expected that, definitely. Chip and the Suyu. Oh, well, they do have the first pick, so they might prioritize him instead of banning him. But then, given the fact that in the last match they actually traded Granger, they might actually ban the Suyu so that they can pick the Granger again, maybe if they're more comfortable with him. But honestly, there are so many options. There are so many heroes, champions right now that are in the meta. Sushin is being banned. Oh, there you go, Suyu.
Two respects coming on the side of Fusion Prime. And if we're talking about
impact.
respect, yeah. And then two bans, definitely that's gonna be an improvement. Fusion Prime is learning as they play. What's a good team, the best team about a team whenever they're doing this, they're about to make improvements. But there we go. This time Tartarus don't want to give the Jujin to them because you also see that Jujin was very good in zoning in the last game on the hands of Tartarus. So this time they're not going to be giving one of their trump cards. So this time, were they going to be banning instead? I feel like they're going to be focusing on this. I feel like jungle or maybe they could ban a Harriet because they don't want to give a Harriet. Oh, never mind. It's going to be Matilda.
Harriet, I think they're not really worried about Harriet Tartarus because probably they're just gonna get it for themselves. And right now, even Granger is open. So, like I said, they do have the first pick, so they might actually go for the Granger. And Gacha, maybe once again. And right now, wait, what was the? I forgot. Detona's welcome. Barats. Okay, no, not
Yep.
Barats. They're gonna go for the Luoyi instead, which is good. Yin and Yang composition is gonna be lethal. But let's see. Okay, Tartarus, what are you expecting?
Tartarus over here. Wow. Yeah, I mean, okay. It seems like they're cooking up some kind of draft that involves a Moskov as their counter pick. I think it's gonna be a Fanny, but if I feel like Fusion Prime, they don't pick the Fanny, Joseph is just gonna be up here with the Fanny. Just wait and see. And the last game as well, we see the usual banning of a Louis on the side of what? Fusion Prime once again, but this time look at this Faramir. Fusion Prime are actually thinking about it because the Fanny is free. Joseph, speciality. So if they don't pick it, this could be really bad. Or maybe if they can pick a counter to Fanny straight away, that could also stop Joseph from picking.
Well, could be. Yeah, it makes sense. The fact that Barats. So they snatch away the Barats from them this time. Okay. But what exactly is the logic behind that? Moskov is actually Fanny, like you mentioned. Well, they still have options. Like how about just going and locking in a Saber in the roam to counter that Fanny?
I mean, Jenny, come on. We all know that's like a brain dead pick in the, epic rank section. I mean, if you're talking about rank section here, yes, the Saber does kind of counter the Fanny, but you're just dropping in one huge roll to just for the Fanny, so that's not really good because Fanny doesn't
And they
scale
have
well in the
the
late game.
they have the Barats. I mean, they have the Barats. I feel like if Barats can sustain well, Saber in the room, he can just be annoying. Like he can just follow her around and spam his ultimate and be annoying because in the late game you have people to take care of it. In the early game, just annoy that Fanny a little bit. That's what I think. But well, people have their opinions and differences, I guess.
Yeah, very much. Badang is still not being picked here, which I'm pretty sure Tartarus might try to pull up because if they want to wall spam, that could also work. But instead, H2Z this time going straight for the Granger against Imperial this time. Imperial, late game wise, can burst down the Granger. But then again, no tanky picks being picked on the side of Tartarus. They're gonna avoid that instead. I feel like they're gonna go for high mobility heroes once again because it's a carry we're talking about.
Yeah. But I actually thought that they're gonna prioritize the Granger once again. A Jaw had probably for the Fanny. No ejector. Again, Sigmund in turns. Well, what are we expecting? What bans? Gacha maybe?
Yeah, can be possible, but anything that kind of whips down Fanny here also will be good because it's only a Barats that can kind of like Detona's welcome this Fanny, right? But it's gonna be very hard unless the Fanny is directly flying straight to you. But Joseph is not gonna do that. Instead, he's gonna try to bait out the Detona's welcome instead. So this time, they're actually going for the EXP. Yeah, they're denying 27 of the picks. Okay.
I thought. Well, okay, my bad. I thought 27 was the hyper, but then again, it was Joseph. Wait, if I'm not wrong, Joseph was in ET as well, and Joseph used to be their assassin player mostly. I think he was really good with Hayabusa, especially. I may have mistook him for someone, but looks like this was the guy. I'm trying to recall, a little bit about all the players that I see here and there. But the players from Fusion Prime, I think I'm seeing them for the first time.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I've heard of Fusion Prime before, but not really to a point where I can just, predict their draft. But there we go. There goes the Badang on the side of Tartarus. They're going for the portable wall spam here. As you know, the Frizz Break can just pick up the wall and just the Fanny coming in to kind of wall spam with the cables. But this time, oh my god, we are getting restless on the jungle again. And this time it's gonna be a Ling against a Fanny. I don't really know about that, but come on, Badang is there to set down the Ling. But then again, Tempest of Blades? If you can hit among... I think they're going for Eden basically with this pick because backline is going to be just Eden, just dropping in the RWM and Eden Magnus. That's what I like to call him. But anyhow, Sigmund here is going to be trying to picking somebody. But okay, this is going to work. This is going to work. Franco for Joseph at the same time. What? The fist break can be cancelled by a bloody hunt. So there we go. But this time, what are they picking?
Now this is getting fun.
Yeah, very fun. Look at that. This Chow, I think it's kind of look, Team Tartars are going for the one set kind of ish because this Kimmy here is gonna go in trying to force out the weight of Dragon to Flick, trying to kick at least one enemy to their side and picking them off one by one. And it's a very good pick against this restless Ling as well because even though Tempest of Blade is gonna be very fast, if you get caught, the Jeet Kune Do is basically end for you.
Well, the bloody hunt for the Fanny, and then I'm not sure that was welcome. That's gonna work probably. And then the answer to the Eve with a Ling. This time the draft definitely looks better compared to the first match. So yeah, we're back into the ladder game for Land of Dawn for the second round of Tartarus versus Fusion Prime, and the pressure is on Fusion Prime. They gotta win this one. Bolty, are you betting your money on Fusion Prime?
I mean, not really just yet because I feel like Tartarus here, they're quite confident in their skills. At the same time, it's actually Kimi. Oh, the flicker comes in.
Okay, nothing yet. You're just gonna annoy each other. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Look, this Franco was supposed to be kind of like invading, but instead they know that Tartarus are better at invading. So basically, Fusion Prime, they're still yet to learn, but they want to play it safe with the Franco trying to guard the Ling so far because the Ling is also a purple, buff dependent. Both of the heroes are, but oh no, here comes Kimi.
Comes in Kimi for Restless, very low on HP. It could be a first blood, but you know what? 27 saved him.
Absolutely. Hook again.
Oh, Iron Hook! But then come the wind. Will there be a first blood? And there we go. Sigmund. Bit a little bit more than he could chew. There was no follow-up. I don't think, I don't know if it was the follow-up or he just overstayed and overengaged.
Yeah, what I really love about what Tartarus did there is they're, making use of that portable wall there. And Fanny just coming in to just slit throat the one that was caught there. Yes, it's kind of working out on the side of Tartarus. They're using that strategy. I don't know if Kronos cooked that up, but definitely it was very obvious that they're going to be pulling that up. Restless is still not level 4 yet. But oh, Joseph coming in with the iron cables, but doesn't kill it. But it seems like Restless is going to fall here, or yeah, he's going to escape.
Yeah, he's just going to go back. He knows it's... Oh, wait, hold on. Joseph trying to save on Restless, I thought. But no, he actually was in the top lane, though. Could be another player. Sigma, again, in a very bad position, but he manages to escape this time. Can I see an Iron Hook? No. I thought maybe he was gonna, go back and then suddenly surprise Iron Hook, but that didn't happen. Anyways, time for the turtle.
Yeah, turtle is gonna be up, and we still got no Sigmund on the hook. I mean, hook me, daddy. That's basically Jenny's signature, but
no, it's
not hooking.
Don't hook me, daddy. Actually.
It's changed now. Don't hook me. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Never mind. A little bit massacist on the hook me daddy one, but anyhow, keeping that aside, it's gonna be Restless just trying to focus on getting the item first before it can start bursting down. But 27, so much presence on here. Just the Tartarus are just going for the invade. Here comes the fist crack.
Comes in with the steel cables and manages to take him down, but the last hit comes in from Eden with the RWM. They did use up the resources, and Fafnir will be... I don't think he'll be back in time, but Restless does not look interested to come and steal the turtle, maybe. So far, it's going to be an uncontested turtle. They're trying to clear the waves, and Zosef looks like he's looking for someone in the map, but he's just going to have to go back and jungle.
Yep, indeed. You want to farm up as much as possible, but Joseph doesn't have any kills yet. Instead, here comes the hook.
Here comes the hook in the bottom lane. I thought they were actually gonna go for Fafnir. The bottom lane, they're still going in with steel cables. Fanny goes with the gun short. There we go. The wall spam, actually.
Yeah, wall spam is working out for the side of Tartarus any time of the day. I mean, they kind of ban out the Moskov because they actually don't want the comp that me and Wans are actually casting on the backside. Oh no, where's the dragon?
Oh, we have the dragon, but up to no avail. The follow-up was a bit too late. And wait, did he kick a Sigmund up there?
Yeah, he kind of kicked. I mean, Kimi here does not want to do any much, but instead of roam, I thought he was going to be EXP Chow, but actually it was a roam. And RWM being popped and being knocked away by 10Z.
Yeah, did come in handy, the deadly grasp, I guess. Again, have a look in the orange buff. Fafnir versus 27. Wait, hold on. Is 27 annoying Fafnir? I think Fafnir was supposed to be more tanky, but they're equally dealing damage to each other at the moment. But the shield comes in, and meanwhile, Imperial manages to take a kill on Kimi. I think he tried to play a little bit more in the bottom lane with the cutthroat. They didn't really go in yet, and there we go. Finally manages to get the last hit, and with the recall spam. One mid lane. Flickered away.
Any time of the day. And then I like the fact that why Fanny just retribution Fafnir and just get the kill. It's gonna be 0-3-0 this time. Another fist break coming up. Joseph gonna be following it up.
No fist crack so far, but that was a good retaliation. 27 definitely going down. Joseph trying to escape. 1B coming up for the follow-up. But Joseph manages to take a kill over Restless. Oh my god. What a play!
That is Joseph, ladies and gentlemen. The fast cabling one of the youngest players in MLBB. Here comes the Way of the Dragon once again.
Comes in the Fanny, and Joseph didn't even need him there. Imperial won't be managing to escape because Eden is right there, and the RW pops up. Kimmy comes in, takes the kill away, but no, double kill for Eden. Kimmy, you're not getting any kill this match.
Absolutely. But Kimmy here, still not getting any kills, but that's fine. It's a roam we're talking about. But if Fafnir might be in trouble once again, no!
Welcome! Very well counterplayed, but hold on. He pops in the blades and still didn't manage to get a kill. Fafnir got himself into trouble. That actually was really good follow-up by Team Tartarus.
Yep, very, very good follow-up. A bit hard because, background is getting a little bit crazy. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, we're into the 2-9. It's 9 kills on the side of Tartarus. And once again, they're leading with a 6k gold lead, but it's going to be 7 this time because the turtle is going to be up. But I feel like Tartarus will want to keep the turtle and being, spawning to an elemental because they want to end it fast because they're just dominating over here. Looking at the items so far, H2Z,
Restless
might
versus
be
Zozo.
something.
There you go. The steel cables comes in Restless. There you go, cutthroat. Like I said. Oh, meanwhile, with the Way of the Dragon, Fafnir won't be able to sustain the RWM, I suppose, and coming in the damage with the 27 as well, being followed up, and there you go, killing spree by H2ZY. And they're gonna go back for now. Have to say, Joseph, shocked. Oh, hold on, unstoppable. Did he just melt the tech?
Joseph, this guy seeing his fanny every time always got me awestruck, man. I feel like the more he fannies, the better he gets. Maybe he's the Sungjin Woo of fanny. Oh, another one.
Very good. Comes in the Sonata. H2ZY takes in the last hit. Have to say, Joseph, shocked. Sorry. Hold on. Eden. Restless, my dear, gonna have to come back. Comes to the steel cables, Fanny, Joseph once again, but double kill. All the last hits have been taken down by H2ZY right now. And what I was about to say actually is that Joseph Rock cast the shots. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they're not giving up. They're snowballing.
Snowballing indeed. I mean, there isn't much to say or analyze about this because it's just the pure might of Tartarus we're talking about. Chronos being looking out for this guy because they got the skills and Chronos doesn't want to lose. So with that being said, it's going to be 27 trying to set up something again. But don't forget Joseph. He's looking for an angle once again. So looking at the build so far, it's just going to be 206 on the side of the Granger. And this Granger is going to have those items working for the BOD. Oh, there's more.
RWM pops in, comes in the fist break, and the fist crack, and the fist wind. Mega kill. Been taken down by Eden. What's happening in the top lane? Cameraman, top lane focus, and shut down. Wait, what? I needed that clip so bad. Restless versus Joseph, how did that happen? I think we're gonna miss that. That's always gonna stay mystery. But that happened. Meanwhile, Jit Gundo, he tried a little bit, but didn't work out. Fafnir melted down, double kill. This guy's got so much damage right now. And there will be no escape for Imperial as well. Unstoppable Eden. They're gonna take in the inhibitor, and now it's time for the crystal. Will Restless and Tenzi be able to defend? Well, there are 2 minions, and there is the Lord. I think they're gonna go back and take the Lord, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe or maybe not. They're just toying on their food, but they might do something. Oh, look at the flicker and Wave the Dragon by Kimmy, but gets knocked up a little bit. Restless going for more.
Hold on, Restless trying to chase down H2ZY, which will be a very crucial kill. Have enough damage, and H2ZY manages to take down the jungler. Oh my god, terrified. H2ZY comes back for the kill, but Tenzi manages to take down 27, comes in the steel cables. There will be a triple kill, I suppose, but no legendary H2ZY coming into more, and could be a wipeout. Comes in the steel cables. Imperial still inside their base, and the crystal has been taken down. What a match, Tartarus. Rock, Gusto shocked.
Absolutely, Tartarus, formerly MMG. They got some members of all the good top teams just before the NEC happened as well. But look at the straight up domination coming in for the side of Tartarus there. I mean, on the side of Fusion Prime, they're kind of takeout heroes that definitely doesn't want to favor 27, but Fafnir couldn't do much because they don't have much mobility, honestly. He's just restless here. Gonna be jumping on walls, and what Sigmund won't be able to follow up because he's just a one setter, right? He just can hook one people or bloody hunt, but there really isn't much synergy when it comes to what a Ling and a Franco. Instead, you want something that kind of like what crowd controls. You just funnel at least 3 to 4 people down, and then the Ling coming in with the Tempest of Blades instead. But this time, I mean, Fusion Prime, they're going straight. I feel like they're going for the panic drafting here. They're seeing Joseph on the Fanny, and I feel like the fear factor kicked in, and they're just going straight for like the counter against the Joseph. But then again, Joseph here, we know him. He just comes in. He's gonna try to kite out the ultimates. And with that being said, but we thought Joseph was the MVP, but it's gonna be Ace2Z with the 10-0-5 because this guy on the back line every time securing the kills with the Sky Piercers as well. With that being said, not to mention that Eden doesn't play a good role, but look at him. He's also 6-0-11. And then he's doing a lot of dictation with the RWM on the backside. So with that being said, overall, it's just crazy. Just Fusion Prime. I guess it's Fusion not time this time.
Well, they tried. Have to say, H2ZY definitely in the late game. He had so much range with the Death Sonata, with the right aiming. He was just securing the kills. But I have to say, Joseph, I'm definitely gonna reclip some of those moments, especially that one when he just came in and took Restless down. Remember? Yeah. Definitely clipping that, and this was fun overall.
Very fun. Mm-hmm.
Even though at some points it was one-sided mostly, but it was still fun watching them play and cast this match. So viewers, do not go anywhere because we have another banger match just coming up in a few minutes. This was me, Jenny, and my co-caster Bolty signing out for the first match. See you around.
All right, don't forget the registration is still up as well, guys. With that being said, I'm gonna be in Jenny's, I think, Instagram reel, so I'm super excited as well, I guess.
Players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very, very exciting news for you.
Wardrum Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament, where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
guys, is the tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
of the Instagram bio of Wardrum Games. So do follow them and yeah, see you in the tournament and I will be casting too.
A giant tail above the waves. Is it a scene?
Do you like fairy tales? Who deserves to live happily ever after? Be good, and you will have a loving home. Be kind, and you will be shown kindness. Be gracious, and you will find true love.
It's all your fault!
I was just having some fun.
Your mother died because of you!
What a bunch of drivel. Break those chains! Embrace your rightful power! I really love a good fairy tale. Who will be the lead of our next story?
Hello players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very exciting news for you.
Round Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament, where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
Guys, it's a tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
of the Instagram bio of Round-1 Games. So do follow them and yeah, see you in the tournament and I will be casting too.
A giant tail above the waves. Is it a sea monster?
Do you like fairy tales? Who deserves to live happily ever after? Be good, and you will have a loving home. Be kind, and you will be shown kindness. Be gracious, and you will find true love.
It's all your fault!
I was just having some fun.
Your mother died because of you!
What a bunch of drivel. Break those chains! Embrace your rightful power! I really love a good fairy tale. Who will be the lead of our next story?
Hello players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very exciting news for you.
Round-1 Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament, where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
Guys, it's a tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
Of the Instagram bio of Round-1 Games. So do follow them and yeah, see you in the tournament and I will be casting too.
A giant tail above the waves. Is it a sea monster?
Good evening and welcome back once again to the Northeast Underdogs Tournament brought to you by Wardrum Esports. This is the second game of the night between Team Eliminators and Team Stepbros. And casting tonight will be your boy Fredo, casting alongside your girl Debbie.
Yeah, it's good to be back, right, Fredro? And no wonder this is a tournament that we have been looking forward to because unlike any other tournaments, it's so unique and so different. There's so many chances for the underdogs to rise, and given the name so far, but we have to step into this game because the draft is already here. Eliminators will be having the privilege to first pick. Meanwhile, for Stepbros, they are onto the second pick onto the red side. For Eliminators, they are banning out the Fanny because it's a Fanny, right? So you do not want to give out a Fanny. And it's kind of a standard ban. Fanny, the Zeus and taken away. So what are the next ban it's going to be paving for? Because the Badang is also there. And most of the time, the goal laners haven't been banned much this time around.
They don't really ban out the goal laners, most of the times. But in this game, we both know that, Eli Hope. Right now, I just came, from Featherlock Showdown, casting there right now, casting here once again. Stepbros were playing in the match where I casted, and they faced a defeat against Zohunt. So right now, will Stepbros actually be stepping up their game and try to prove themselves against Eliminators? Because right now, when you come back from a defeat, you definitely have that anger in you which boils up, right? Let's see if they will be able to use that anger, channel that into the proper gameplay and, come out on top against Eliminators.
Yeah, that's a great analogy, and they can take out their anger onto Eliminators here, right? Given the Eliminators are one of the best teams into the Bengal server so far, and we have seen how much they can perform well into the jungle as well as the mid lane, and not to mention the roam side. So for Stepbros right now, they have the privilege to ban away that Badang. They do not want to face a Badang. They do not use a Badang as well. And I would say it's very understandable. This kind of a ban, it's lesser for respect ban, but more for meta bans here. So they are banning other fannies. They are banning out higher losses time and time again. These heroes are always going to be up into the ban section. And it's kind of a tradable port, but still, for Eliminators, they can have something that they can still take out. But the question is if they're going to take out the goal laner. So yeah, they have to reply with the Matilda ban. So even if they are into the first pick, they do not want to play the Matilda here.
That is really interesting because, usually when you have the first pick, the Matilda is the safest choice. So they want to pick up the Matilda. But, surprisingly enough, Eliminators, they always do something interesting. I mean, we all know that Art is actually God, right? He's Matilda God. But they ban out the Matilda. Okay, so I see the reason why, because they don't want, the enemy to be dodging those bullets with the help of that guiding wind. So, that is why they pick up the Granger here in the hands of Fate and they ban out the Matilda. So far it's good, but Eli Hope coming in with that signature pick. Look at that. Harriet Granger in the goal lane.
This is according to the theory, right? It's just according to the book. 12 of the Dominators in the goal lane making their appearances here. Nothing too fancy, nothing too different. But still, for Stepbros, they have a choice to go for something of a meta or a deny ban here because the studio is still up, the Joe is still up, and we have no Blade, not Blade, Blade. He can pick up his assassin, but no, he just want to put it out with the Foveus. So, what are the chances for the Foveus appearing very early on? It's kind of something that we don't usually see into the first pick, but then again, it felt like more of a deny pick, much better than the banning it out, I would say, because yeah, it's already secured the goal lane and the XP secured. It's the mid that has a mid secure for Stepbros right now.
Hmm. They go for the side lanes first. They don't really consider taking that mid lane control. But now we know that Bid is a god on that Eve as well as the Sicilian. So right now he has the option to pick that up, but it seems like they've switched their minds as they're hovering over. I mean, they confused me way too many times to pick up the Suyu. Definitely a pick in the jungle that you want to definitely prioritize whenever it's open. They pick up the Suyo, but on the other side, Stepbros taking that joy in their hands as well. These two junglers, especially when they go up against each other, they're in meta. It's always the joy that wins out because of the skill set. So in this matchup, will King Blade be able to outplay the Suyo of Sarar Moon?
Yeah, that's a question we want to know, and we will only know into the meta tier one. But right now for Stepbros, I had a feeling that they could go ban out the mates, but still they have to respect out this flexibility coming out of the Gata because still Hilda can come into play, and Abyss TZ, he's such a menace onto that Hilda too, right? Because I've seen his games, he's been living into the jungle of the opponents a very most of the time, so many times that he's been on the Hilda and or any kind of heroes that he's been on, and possibly Hilda can be that maximum threat too. So I feel like Stepbros taking it away is kind of a wild decision too, and it's kind of going. They are making for a safer choices of play. But right now for Eliminators, they can ban out any kind of heroes because the mages are still available as well, and the roam also there, but not really good for him. The Louis is kind of a safer choice, right? You have seen Stepbros he onto that Louis into that after out slowdown, right, Fredo? Okay. Alright then, we have seen the Louis being banned away, so I feel like Fredo is just speechless about hero of the Stepbros is banned away. That's gonna be a main style too. But right now the Lucas is still up and Stepbros are sticking to the original plan, just trying to give their forwards a better trade into the XP lanes. But still, they have to take away the Lucas because it can go a very haywire for them into the early stages of this game. They do not want to give away a Lucas. So they have to ban it away. Yeah, this is him, Fredo.
Yeah, I am back once again. Yeah, the draft is looking really good, right? In the second phase, they ban out the Hilda and the Lucas as well. I mean, they know the threat that Abyss Daisy, he has, and he gets those heroes that he likes, the Lucas as well as the Hilda. On the other side, though, the Eliminator side, they prioritize banning out the Louis and the Jawhead. They don't want to give away any sort of mid lane control, and the Jawhead as well. It clears the jungle really fast. It helps Joy farm up even faster. So that's going to be a problem because the Joy needs a level 4. And if he's able to get a level 4 before Sarar Moon gets his level 3, oh my god, it's going to be so much trouble. Especially because, like I said, you're going to see the Joy winning against a Suyo in every single matchup.
This is... It also comes down to the execution too, so we have to see what these people will be bringing on to the table because Abyss TZ will be looking out to the true damage dealer of a hero into that XP lane, just trying to brawl it out with the Furwest, who is gonna be trying to clear out the minions and be available onto this team fights as much as possible. But then again, for Bit, Valentina is a safer choice because Valentina does have a better chance for survivability against a hero that can't one-shot you like the assassin heroes that can dive you. So he doesn't want to be that weak into the mid side. Still, he does have the chance to take away the real manipulation tools if given the chances. So right now for Hiroshi here, they have to lock down a one roamer. What is going to be good here because they are bringing out the Khalid. Is it still ahead of them to go for the Khalid?
Yeah, it could definitely be the Khalid here. And look at that, they go in for the Khalid here. And now the draft is complete. We can definitely see Eliminators and Stepbros are ready to rock and roll into the match already. But, if you think about it, this draft is looking more better into the hands of Stepbros, I feel like, What do you think? Which one do you prefer?
Yeah. I felt that if Seravan can have that snowball going, then Fate might be able to farm up. But then again, the better CCs is coming out from the side of Stepbros, and we love us a CC a crowd control game, right? Where they want to stay in the team fight because this is a mid-game hero, mid-game for Stepbros, meanwhile early game for Eliminators. So if they can hold on into the early stages of this game, Eliminators might have a better chance. But then again, a better composition for the side of Team Stepbros.
Yeah, definitely a better composition. And not just that, right now, the only thing that right now Eliminators have in their pockets is going to be this Valentina. It's going to be the key factor here to, outplay the enemies with the skill sets that this Valentina has. Always will be able to take the ultimate, especially the RWM. And not just that, sometimes the Infernal Pursuit will be coming in really handy as well. Short cooldowns, just keep spamming that hammer.
But you know what? The mid lane is what I'm worried about here because the clearance, they are just fighting out for the clearance, and the clearance, the better clearance, that's definitely going to be into the hands of Hehe onto that Eve with that Priestess Crystals so far. And I feel like the rotation parts is kind of different, I would say, because Professor Ramon, he doesn't want to contest onto Polito. But is it bit securing that? There's a dive from Elu, but yeah, you have to be careful because he's gonna be low. There might be a backup coming up on the side of Eliminators. Then the mid lane is too busy
Whoa,
here.
whoa. He gets taken down. First blood into the hands of Serar Moon here as the jungler, as the Suyu. You want to get that early game snowball, and that is exactly what he was able to achieve there. At least the first blood is in his hands. He got that good start that he needed.
Yeah, the good start that they want is provided for him for Saramon. And even if he does have the flicker, he didn't manage to use it because the stun was too much for him to handle. But Saramon might be in trouble. There's a dive for Elu.
Oh, it could be trouble here once again as Serar Moon is able to kill Elu on that Khalid. Now, though, King Blade, he decides to use that retribution for the small creep. It means he will definitely be. Oh, in the top lane, though, look at the blows, happening between the Granger. And look at that. Fate is completely zoning out Eli Hope.
Oh, this is how many times are we gonna see a Granger being gassed by Harrington? Not so one, but like now, King Blade.
He uses the electrifying beats, but there was the flicker on that Granger. Fate able to get away at the right time. But now, we might be seeing them.
A great early game. Great start. Oh, but look at that though.
Oh, he walks in the wrong direction. He uses the flicker as well. RWM setting in as the phobias will fall down. Hiroshi, and there comes the AOG. Does not connect onto anybody, but it should be an easy turtle here. There comes the RWM from he, and Art will not be able to take it away. Art almost gets taken down. There comes the electrifying beats into the backlines, but Serar Moon will shut that Kingblade down. Will not take any sort, of bad intentions coming in from that Joy.
A jungle for a rumor is it straight you are willing to go for, but look at the top side.
Oh, it seems like Fate is in some trouble here. He does not have the flicker. Eli Hope not able to get that synchro vision right. And that is exactly why almost, Fate not going down there. Very lucky escape.
That was so closer to important, I would say. This is a good trade for Eliminators here because even if there was a dash coming out from Elu time and again, they weren't even able to secure any kills onto their hands because so far it's already 3 minutes, but then we have to focus on the jungles, right? Because Terramon is already 3-0-1 on his KD arena for King Blade. He's behind onto the kills. He's got one kill, but then he died once, so it wasn't even worth it. But then the goal is gonna be behind. But look at the stun.
Oh, Ilu he keeps getting caught every single time, man. This guy. He has been really unlucky because now on the other side though, Abyss might be in some trouble here. 2v1 situation happening in the bottom lane side. Abyss still manages to escape using the vengeance. He's still dancing in and around inside the tower, but he will finally be taken down by Kingblade. But that was amazing stuff. He was able to sustain for so long.
It was so long for a hero like a CC into the early game too, but then again, the focus is up to the red side.
Oh, there comes the AOG into the back lines, but there was a flicker as well onto that. I mean, not the flicker, the purify on that Harith. But sorry, right now Art in some trouble here. He's going in way too deep. He does have the revitalize, pops it off at the right time. It's a double kill for Fate as he's looking for the triple. He needs to step away, but now he's still going in to try and defend that tower, but he does have the flicker to get away in time. And right now Hiroshi makes it in to defend the tower, but he will get immediately taken down.
Misconnection coming out of Stepbros because there was so many damage coming out from Eliminators time and again, up and down all the lanes. It was all a losing lane for the side of the Stepbros and Eliminators. They're using to their full capability. They're capitalizing onto this situation, onto this knowledge, and using this to have the goal lead. And so far, we have seen how much they can do, how much they can play around this net because neutral objective, all the turtles is going onto the hands of Round-1 and still he's so ahead. There's not much King Blade can do because he doesn't have any damage at this point. He doesn't have the Holy Crystal too, which is a very required Joy build. But then again, they can have a comeback into the mid side, but look at the workers onto the mid then.
They're forcing it in. They're trying to take down the mid lane, but look at the RWM setting in as well. But oh, Fate with those bullets striking hard. Double kill for him. He definitely wants to go in for a triple, but he does not have enough. He does not have enough yet in that charge. His Jet Sonatas does not really have enough. I mean, in the early game, you cannot really spam it, right? But in the later phases, there might be a Maniac coming in from the hands of Fate.
Yeah, the indicators he does have the chances, but look at dive.
King Blade coming in with the electrifying beats into the backlines, but okay, Fate will still get that kill away, and there comes the RWM setting in from Bid as one more kill will be given into the hands of Fate, and this time around it seems like Fate has been able to get what he wants. Now let's take a look at the stacks that he has.
Yeah, the stacks is going to be very needed. And 6 minutes of this game. Oh, these guys cooking something for the AOZ.
Oh, look at that. Look at the hurry. He's trying to dance in with the Zaman Force. He's still not able to do so. Does not have enough sustain yet. The damage just out damages that sustain which is being provided here by the Zaman Force. And with that, should be an easy turret here. Oh, almost.
That was fast. Yeah, what is this fast game? There's no breeding zone for Stepbros because they are losing their creeps time and again. Every time their goal is not really farming up because looking at the scoreboard, it's already 14-3 and 7 minutes of this game in Stepbros. They do not have space. They do not have space for any kind of farms. They require the damage dealer, Zoe and Harriet to step up. But then again, they do not have the required equipment. So how are they gonna do this? Because Fate can only be taken down by King Blade, and King Blade is still behind. He does not have anything to take down Fate against. So what can they do? Because Phobius is also behind. There's nothing that he can do to this. There's not much of a set with that.
But AOG will be connecting onto 3 members into the backlines as Fates will be backing it up with the Rhapsodies as he is able to get a double kill there. It should definitely have been, almost a semi-maniac kind of stuff there. But all I'm waiting is because this maniac word has been coming out of my mouth because I definitely feel like Fate, he does have what it takes to take that maniac, that tournament highlight. He wants it. He definitely wants it.
Yeah, he wants that. And maybe he will be able to get that because looking at the experience, the XP so far, we have seen he's already 3 levels ahead in comparison to the Hermit, and even with the goals. Oh my goodness.
Farm difference.
That was too much, but look, what are the chances for Harry to make a comeback, for Stepbros to make a comeback, because Fate is gonna be such a bully, but look at the damage, he's dealing a lot of damage.
Oh my god!
Are we there? Oh!
My god! That's a lot of damage from a Death Sonata. Okay, there comes the concealed play coming in. There comes, and with that into the backlines, there dives Ilu, but he will get taken down. RWM sets in as well. AOG into the backlines. 2 members getting caught there by Hiroshi will get taken down as well. Into the backlines. There he goes. Serarmun will get one. Fate will get one as well. As the entire team of Stepbros is wiped out.
Oh, that was a good wipe, and you are in trouble when the marksman flickers in for a kill.
Oh my god.
That was a weapon. This is possibly the end. But look at that. He's already up, but he can still clear it out.
Yep.
But then again, the turrets will be down.
9 minutes. 9 minutes already, and they did not even, they did not even go into heavily yet. I mean, they're still playing it a little bit, under control yet. But Stepbros, they still need to step up their game right now. They are really not able to, do anything. I mean, look at this guy. He's sitting on 500 stacks at 9 minutes, and he's on 70 stacks on Sky Piercer. Oh my god. What can we say right now? The fate of Team Stepbros is in your hands. He has taken their fates in his hands, I think.
That bros are definitely, I don't want to make a joke, but they are definitely stuck into their lanes, into their base,
Yep.
alongside their mid. There's nothing they can do because, like,
Oh,
really good play. Oh my god, was that a solo kill? And legendary
how many?
again, this guy is unstoppable. He cannot be stopped. The only guy who can stop him has been taken down by him, actually.
Yeah. I mean, how many times do you see a Granger winning out against the Joy? Not too many.
Yep.
But right now we're seeing AOTG into the backlines as we see Art catching all of them, and Sarah Moon will be able to get as well. Easy wipeout by Team Eliminators as Stepbros will get annihilated, and the first game will be going into the hands of Team Eliminators.
Eliminators. They are successful in eliminating their opponent into this first game. But then again, Stepbros, they were having a feeling that they have that mentality where they are not even playing the game at this point. They were just they weren't able to do anything. This is kind of a performance that's not very kind of a Stepbros style. They are very different in how they are playing, and in comparison to Eliminators, they were top notch, and giving out the Granger to Fate is kind of a suicidal movement. To even if you pick out the Herod, he's been soloed into that lane and freezing out to the minions, and at that point, you're gonna know when you go lane so farm up getting onto solo kills, not the solo kills, but the solo freezings. You're gonna know that you're gonna be having a good time into the games because every turtle, every objective have been secured by Saramon again, and the goal keep piling up. There was nothing King Blake could do because he's always been denied of the bows time and again.
Definitely right. That being denied of the farm as a goal laner, it makes you suffer. It makes you suffer a lot, and not just that. King Blade as well, like you mentioned, he was not able to do enough, on that Joy. Even though I said that the Joy does win in a matchup against the Suyo, but the synergy coming in from the side of Eliminators was just too much for Stepbros to handle, right?
Yeah, it was too much, and deny time and time again. What can a Joy do without a farm? What can any hero do without a farm? And if you have a snowball Granger onto your side, you can end the game as early as possible. And even Stepbros doesn't have that late game of a hero. The Heavy is a mid game hero. He has a mid game power spike. He have the attack speed. But then again, your counterpart is a Granger who's already got snowball potential going on. So this might be what Eliminators are doing, and they do understand the situation again. So Stepbros, they have to come up with a better draft, a better understanding execution strategies as well. But we have to wait what they're gonna go for.
Yep, and with that being said, we'll be coming back shortly, for a second match with just a few minutes, solving some technical issues on this side. And with that, we'll be right back in a few minutes.
Hello players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very, very exciting news for you.
Wardroom Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament, where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
Guys, it's a tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
of the Instagram bio of Wardroom Games. So do follow them, and yeah, see you in the tournament, and I will be casting too.
has come to cast away that frail mortal shell. Join me in eternity.
A giant tail above the waves. Is it a sea monster?
Though the outcome may not be what you expected.
When an obstacle appears before you, it might not be an
Do you like fairy tales? Who deserves to live happily ever after? Be good, and you will have a loving home. Be kind, and you will be shown kindness. Be gracious, and you will find true love.
It's all your fault!
I was just having some fun.
Your mother died because of you!
What a bunch of drivel. Break those chains! Embrace your rightful power! I really love a good fairy tale. Who will be the lead of our next story?
Hello players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very exciting news for you.
Wardroom Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament, where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
Guys, it's a tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
of the Instagram bio of Wardroom Games. So do follow them and yeah, see you in the tournament and I will be casting too.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the night where we're going to see Stepbros facing Eliminators in the second match. Both these teams have given their best in this match so far, but Eliminators getting the better out of it. Now it's back, me again, Fredo, casting alongside Debbie for the second match between both these teams, best of 3 series. The one who will be winning will be proceeding ahead. But what are your thoughts about the second match, Debbie?
You know what? I feel like Stepbros can do much better than they did into the first game because they have so many chances. I know that they can play many heroes, but Eliminators, they literally just drafted them a little bit and did meet priority that they did not have. They weren't able to secure. For Eliminators, they used it to their full advantage, and then they were leading on to the game from the start, from then on. But right now, for Step Bros, they have to stick to their standard bans still. No respect ban so far because you cannot ban out the hero for a one guy, even with the flexibility that they have and great heroes like a great players like Eliminators. You cannot ban it away. But right now, the respect bans we have to see right here. The chip is going to be taken away.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really see the chip getting banned unless and until it's going to be, it's going to
Yeah,
be art on the other side.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. And it's always because it's art. And that is the reason why we're seeing this chip getting banned here. Respecting art. In the last match though, I mean, art just showed respect to himself by banning out the Matilda.
Oh yeah, Matilda band. Yeah,
Respecting
that's
himself.
good. You know what? He just which was a snowball potential hero, but then into that first game where Round-1 was playing so well onto that hero, into the Suyo, and performing so well to the extent that Tempest doesn't have any kind of equalizer that can be a response for the Suyo here, but they have to up their game here so far because Eliminators, they are comfortable in banning out heroes. The standard bans, but what did they take out? Okay, the Matilda is banned again by Eliminators.
It is going to be the Matilda once again. Art respecting himself. He knows the potential that he has, that he can carry the game entirely by himself when he picks up that Matilda, and that is exactly why he will stop his, enhanced form, tonight. He will just be playing in his normal form, and that is why he will be banning out the Matilda, stopping himself from going too aggressive. And with that being said, Step Bros, they have the opportunity to get their hands as
Granger, and I mean I feel like they can have another hero that can literally counter the Granger. It's also an answer for the Granger because Hayabusa still up and Retail also still up.
Yeah, the Hayabusa is still up, like you mentioned. It is going to be a really great pick, especially against the Granger, right? But will they be actually going for that? Because we do understand that, the Hayabusa. Okay, they actually go for that. Nice prediction here. Caster's call. Debbie is,
Yeah.
she knows Stepbros. She has casted their games. She knows what Stepbros like to do. They like to pick up the Hayabusa when they see the Granger on the enemy side. This time, Fate will definitely be challenged by King Blade on the Hayabusa.
Ah, so this is just one hero that can be like a response for the Granger, but still they have to play out into the situation very very well. So eliminate beat right now is gonna be going for another comfort. So this is stopping for
Giving another, big ultimate because you already have that AOG on your side. The AOG is
yeah.
definitely going to be taken up. Now, if you pick up
Even if they try to shut down as a round when there are so many chances, still they have to go for the Lucas. So what I feel like the eliminators they have to be comfortable in securing their jungle too, but they can prioritize another hero here like a tanky frontliner too. It can work. It can work well. So what are the choices? What are the choices?
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely do that, right? They can definitely go for that. But what choices do they have? Like you mentioned, what are the choices right now? They're hovering over the Jawhead right now. On the other side, though, they can, they can back up the Bruno, actually. The Bruno could do really well here. Even the carry could do well here in the hands of Eli Hope, but they go in for the Jawhead. Another hero that Art really likes to pick up for himself whenever he feels threatened. And it seems like, banning out the Matilda, it seems like he has just realized that, okay, I think, Stepbros are going to step up their game, coming in with the Hayabusa. So I might as well take up the charge of picking up the Jawhead. But
Uh,
okay, we might be seeing this.
Battle of Ninjas into the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be a signature link. I do not mind because assassins are so good against another assassin like this. Selena and even so the carry too, like a good call onto the carry because I would say carry was so good to go against a Hylos as well as the Joe had too, but then into the laning phase, that's the problem, right? The carry with so less range, with a highly ranged hero like a Granger, you're not gonna be having a good time into the laning phase. You're gonna be needing a lot of help coming out from the side from your mid lane. But then again, the good clearance, the better clearance is onto the hands of eliminators, and because they have a Valentina, they have a Joe hat with the rockets. They are gonna be clearing out far much better than a Selena and a Gatot. So this is gonna be good. Link has been popping up again. This is a new meta that we have seen in India. Link's always gonna be there. So
Mhm.
I like a Link against a Hayabusa though. So how
Yeah.
far is gonna be the clearing?
I'm not really sure, right? But if you think about it, the Hayabusa up against the Ling, it's always the one who uses the ultimate first who loses. So, you want to hold
Yeah.
on to that ultimate. You want to hold on to your ultimate to the last minute. But with that being said, we will be watching this game until the last minute together. This is the second match of the day between Team Eliminators and Team Stepbros, both of them here on the brink of elimination, especially Stepbros here right now facing Eliminators as they have a one game advantage. It is a best of three. So it is a do or die right now for Stepbros. They need to step up their game or else they will be stuck again.
That was a good rhythm. And
Yep.
yeah, they have to take heat that this is a game, this is a do or die game. And oh, I had thought that the clearance would be held by the Joe head here, but then again, it's just Selena. The sun is going to be there, but she's not going to creep. But the pressure is going to be provided against a fate. But the art rotation just might be there because art in a position trying to look for flanks.
Step Bros this time around, they show some sort of aggression, but honestly telling you, if you have a Selena on your side, you definitely have the early game advantage. But for now, they have not been able to land those abyssal arrows so well. And Bid, look at Bid, he's actually dominating the Selena, even though he's on a Valentina. But oh, there comes the stun, and this might be what they're exactly looking for as Bid
Oh,
is taken
yeah.
down. First blood in the mid lane by
That
he.
he is definitely laughing right now because the first ball is into his hands. And we were talking about the laning phase, right? The laning phase against the carry and the Granger. I thought that the Granger might be having the better lane, but look at that. So look at Joe had. Oh, there was a little bit of scam. Oh, there was a lot of damage onto Art.
So now the focus has shifted onto the top lane side. Seems like they don't want them to recall yet. Abyss easy takes a lot of damage. Still able to recall though. But on the other side, Art wants to go in for the ejector play. Flicker ejector into the
Oh,
Selena. And with that, Salarmon will follow it up and Selena will get taken down. Tempesto plays into the backline. Deals a lot of damage, but still not enough to take anyone down as Kingblade arrives at the right time. And there goes the Oogie Shadow kill as he will be able to get a kill onto the one. But okay, into the backlines. Look at that CC. Hiroshi went in too deep and he will get taken down.
two kills simultaneously onto the top side and in favor of eliminations jungler, I would say, because they are having two kills on the round, but one kill on Hayabusa. But then again, it's kind of equalizing. But the turtle is trying to be going on for the set and are in trouble.
Oh, Art is in some form of trouble. Oh my god. Oh my god. I did not really understand why Ilu would go for that there. You don't really need to spend so much resources for taking down a roamer. For now, though, Sailor Moon wants to look for that retribution angle.
Oh,
But he gets stunned there by the Abyssal Arrow. Retribution on top here by Kingblade. As he does want to go in, it seems Abyss is still really low. Into the backlines. There comes the Tempest of Blades into the backlines. And with that, high loss really low. Abyss he almost gets taken down. Ilu was almost going down there, but Ilu able to survive that clash.
that was a good fight. That was a good turtle fight for Stepbros right here, and they were winning on it and taking down the kills as well. But onto the bot side, it's a different story because are just trying to dive in.
Oh, Ilu might be in some trouble. Oh my god, he flickers out of that.
Oh,
How did that
was
happen?
safe. That was a micro decision from Elihu there.
Wow.
That was a good call too, and
Yep.
there was a good big great brain play. But then again, he's still gonna be losing some of his minions. But the roamer Ilu is there to help him out. But Art, he's living in the jungle of a King Blade and showing out to the beast, and time again, he's revealing his position. But there must be something here.
Okay, there comes the AOG. Ilu has been able to connect his AOG only onto nobody for now. Okay, now there goes in the backlines though. Look at that. Here he's diving in. CC into the backlines. Curtain call about to be used, already used actually. And there comes the AOG, a reverse AOG. And with that, there comes the Tempest of Blades. And Bit still able to survive from all that. He is really out of position. But right now, the high loss Abyss is taking a lot of damage, and Ilu will be able to get a kill onto him. Into the backlines, so Hiroshi is really low. Kingblade with the Shadow able to take down Bid, and Bid has died 3 times. You know, not something that you
Yeah.
want to see. You really see quite often.
Yeah, this is a different bit that we're seeing nonetheless compared to the first game where he was purely dominating. But then again, we were going against a Joy and the Valentina, so Hayabusa is much of a better choice that we can see right now, right here, because he's been able to farm up quite well. And King Blade, it's one of his comfort too, and he's been performing so well. The rotation we have on Hiroshi have been perfectly on point, and the turtle will be onto the focus for Stepbros steal. But you know what?
Yep.
Saramon,
Yeah.
I thought that he can go for a steal, but then again, the turtle will be secured for this the side of Stepbros again.
Oh, there goes. Did you see that? Did you see that? Bid was able to immune the
Oh,
Oogie Shadow kill with the Oogie Shadow kill. My goodness, this guy. He just
okay.
keeps. He never disappoints. He never disappoints. Bid is always a man of show. And I mean, a showman actually. Man of show, what I'm saying. What am I saying? But this time around, it seems like Art might get taken out. AOG finally connects very well. There comes Tempest of Blades, but they are very low. Hiroshi into the backlines. Curtain call still keeps them attached. And finally, they will be disentangled from it as they'll be getting their recalls. But this time, Step Bros have really stepped up their game.
Yeah, they have you right, Meadow. They want to tell you about. Oh my God, Fade in trouble. Mega kill for a roamer? It's a mega kill for Elu. Gotcha. He's been using
Hmm.
perfectly well. The rotation has been perfectly on point. And once again, we have to focus onto the Bills because in comparison to the first game, he hasn't been having a good time this time around. But look at that, Shadow kill might be committed.
Okay. He gets thrown inside the tower. But oh, there is the shadow at the right time.
Oh,
Almost, almost. I mean, if the shadow did went, if the shadow went into the cooldown there, oh my god, King Blade, he would have been
God.
really, what to say. Everyone in the voice chat, I mean, of course, they're playing on the voice chat, right? They would have scolded him so much for that
Why
if
are
it did
you
not
dying
work.
right now?
Yep,
Why did you dive in? We can
yep.
practically
Why did
hear,
you
but
dive
then
in? Why are you? Are you trying to make us stuck again, step bro?
several. Yeah, you
Yep.
shouldn't throw. You shouldn't throw. Even the Roma is so farmed up because look at him, 405. This is Elu. This is none other than Elu. But then again, we have to see the late game is still up because of fate. He's just died once and he's gonna be farming up quite a lot. So we have to compare what he can do because the stack control is already up for him. But then again, for Eli, he's also built up with the required damage. But look at Art.
Yo, look at him. He's into the backlines once again. But this time around, it is going to be Hiroshi on his target. Oh, there comes the AOG. And with that, Bit is able to connect well. But oh, they're going all in onto Ilu. But he will be thrown away by Art. As Ilu will be the only one surviving from that clash. EXP and Mage taken down. And there comes the Granger, the Ling, everyone. They're online now. Eliminators on the rise.
Eliminators, so they are saying that they can have a chance of coming back and they want to have bait into the mix as well. So he's rotating it better than the Day-2, but yeah, comparison to the first game, he's already in 276 stacks with Sky Preacher too. So they can have a chance to farm up quite a bit, but the bot lane is definitely going to be focused by Eliminators. Meanwhile, for Eli, he has to farm up onto the top side again because he's carry who's needing a lot of equipment as well. But oh, Blade might be in trouble. Okay, he just wants to
Hey.
clear it out. That's a good decision, I would say.
Yeah, clearing it out would have been a good decision. If you want to go in once again, if you want
Yeah.
art to throw you inside the tower, you don't want that kind of thing to be happening now, especially when you're winning very well. Of course, 3K goal lead into their hands, very comfortable lead that they can still pounce on. They have the carry into the later phases, who will also be, dishing a ton amount of damage. So you don't really have to worry about the late game. All you need to do now is play safe and do not make those silly mistakes.
Yeah, playing safe, playing conservative is the method we have to be monitored. But the sun,
Oh, Ardu's taken down. He gets punished. Oh, into the backlines. Look at the AOG connecting only on Beasties into the backlines. Though, look at Seramun. He picks up Eli Hope, but he will get chunked down by he. Yes, Ilu will be the one still going in. Look at that. The Vengeance itself is taking a lot of hits. Now, Bit, though, he wants to take down, but he's able to zone away the CC as Fate will be able to escape. But Kingblade is still looking for the angle, it seems. Okay, he's finally given up and he goes in for farming up once again.
yeah, the farm is supposed to be right here because he wants to hit that level 15 even before Saramon too. And looking at the build so far, Saramon isn't behind. I thought that he would be behind with comparison to Hayabusa because Saramon underling hasn't been able to do that because of comparison.
Yeah, but now let's take a look at the stacks. Let's take a look at the stacks of the Granger, That will give us an idea about how much is it possible for them to make a comeback. Okay, 378 stacks, not bad. But of
Oh,
course,
not bad.
compared to the last match, right? Where was he?
Uh, I think he's a little bit behind in comparison because at that time he already got 500
Oh,
stacks.
they're going in onto the CC. Fate will be able to get that kill as well. Another 10 stacks into his name on that Sky Piercer. Glorious Pathway has been used already. Right now, though, take a look at the green lights on your screens. As we see that two green lights off on both sides. But right now, they do have the AOG if they want to connect. But into the back lines, there comes the flicker ejector play from Art, but he will get taken down by I hope. And there comes the Oogie Shadow kill. Almost, he did not really use it there. But okay, there is still the AOG coming in. The original AOG this time around. Retribution will be won by Sailor Moon. Yes, Sailor Moon wants to go in for the kills because he still has those Tempest Blades. And if he wants, he can go in for he right now. As Sailor Moon, he does still hold on to that. He does still hold on onto that Tempest of Blades. I really thought he would have went in.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a reason onto heroes. So he have to be careful at least. And even English wasn't there into the picture, so they were a little bit careful, but it still paid it off because their passive plays have been paying it off right now because they are securing the Lord. The Lord will be marching onto the bot side, and Vickers and the turret will be onto the focus for Eliminators, and they will be successful in taking it down. But the mid line, the
Oh,
focus for has to be into the bot side.
oh my God. King Blade might
Okay,
be in some trouble. He misses that out, Sailor Moon. But I know, does King Blade have the Yugi Shadow kill? Yes, he does have it, and Sailor Moon might get taken down here. It's a battle of the assassins, but King Blade will win Sailor Moon in that fight.
oh my goodness, that was Battle of Wits, Battle of Skills, Micros, and even Heroes, to say the least, both available with the ultimates. But then again, King Blade survived that. He won that on top of that, but he is going to be surely losing that blue buff for now because for eliminators, they are shoving them in. There's no chances for the side of Team Stepbros to look for any kind of team fight still. King Blade is just trying, he's the only one they can look for fight here because minions has been frozen into the lanes, and there's not much Eli Help can do at this point because he's gonna be needing all the support that he can get, and he's gonna be needing that win of nature very early on because the damage
Mm-hmm.
coming out from Zeram, even though he's a little bit behind, is better than he could sustain, and even Fate has the win on to survive this onslaught from the Hayabusa too.
Yeah, but for now though, he's still building onto that wind of nature. Oh, Art goes in once again with a flicker ejector combo into the backlines. There comes the AOG from Bid. But right
Oh,
now, Ibis will get taken down. And like you said, Eli Hope did not have the wind of nature. He will get taken down. Fate is coming late. He arrives late, but he is not able to pick up the scraps as it will be Eli Hope and Abyss TZ. The counters of each other falling down here. Okay.
still died.
Okay. Shadow has been placed, but they decide not to go in. Does not really have that Oogie Shadow kill yet.
I feel like King Blade hasn't been missing a shadow because even if the target that he's going for, he doesn't miss a shadow. That's why he got the damage that he required and able to take down the singular target that he's looking for. And I feel like this kind of
Hmm.
depends onto the micro as well. So I feel like this guy is comfortable on the hero, but then again, the team composition has put them in a position where they have to play for Eli Hope, and Eli Hope doesn't really need to have that win Chan as soon as possible because he cannot survive the Rhapsodies coming out from Fate time and again because he's been taken down very early on in any kind of team fights that Eliminators were investigating.
Yep, and actually it was Eliminators who were behind, but now they're in the
Yeah.
front. And Stepbros, they don't like to be behind. They like to be on the front, right? But right now they have given away the control. But will they be able to take it back once again? We'll be finding out really soon. But in terms of retribution battle, okay, complete zone coming in from them. They're going with the glorious pathway. There comes the flicker ejector combo into the back lines, but Art will get melted before I can lay my eyes on him. But into the back lines, look at Hiroshi connecting the curtain calls
Oh,
and able to take down. Look at Fate and Bid. They're completely zoned out by a single member as Step Bros have taken back control of the match. But Fate still wants to go in. He gets a godlike. He has not been taken down yet. Wind of Nature has been forced out though. Ilu still takes a lot of hits. But that Lord will go into the hands of King Blade.
oh, that's the only thing. That's a win of nature that made Eli survive. from Ramen too. But yeah, for eliminated, even if they lost their fight, they haven't been losing the fate into the next year, so they can have a chance for survivability. And if they play around for fate and art, it must not stay or overstay a little bit. Then it has to be, they can go and try to find their footing back. But still, even as Stepbros got the Lord, they are in a position where they cannot go in. There's not much of an initiated here because they do not have the best AoEs. They have a dive
Mhm.
just to meet the Hayabusa and the Gaswatch, but they might look for something here because look at King Blade. He got the recognition.
Oh, oh my God, Sailor Moon, really lucky there. My goodness. I mean, does the Hayabusa have a sky piercer? Because if he had there, then he would have actually died.
Uh, that was
Hmm.
the one
But yeah,
HP
but he does
rival
not
for
really have that. Yep. See, he does not have the sky piercer.
head of culture.
But hmm. If he had a sky piercer, I was sure. I mean, it's 100% sure it was going to get triggered there. But I mean,
Yeah.
fortunately for Sailor Moon, he did not have the sky piercer. But he's still on a KD of 508. So one shutdown on that Hayabusa will get eliminators the goal difference that they're still having. Okay. We just took a look at the stacks. Oh my goodness, fate.
Oh,
Once again,
fate.
he's trying to decide the fates of Stepbros.
He is being bulletproof whole out throughout this tournament. He hasn't been able
Hmm.
to die once night right now, and even if he doesn't die, that means that the Sky Piercer stack is gonna be up. The Capriccio is gonna be stacking too much, and if it stacks a
Hmm.
little bit harder than 700, it's gonna be too much for Stepbros to handle. And even Hiroshi with the Vengeance too, we might not be able to survive the onslaught with the Sky Piercer because Sky Piercer will be dealing the true damage and the execution. It is.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
it's still gonna be hard for Stepbros because Eliminators they can go out, but Stepbros they have to stay together.
Mm, exactly right. I mean, you don't want them to, you don't want Fate to be having his time comfortably, in the backline especially.
No.
So, like you said, Hiroshi will be the one dealing with him. But the thing is, if you're having Hiroshi dealing with him, you still know that he has the Sky Piercer stack, so it's true damage. You cannot really escape from that. But we did see that in the last fight, Hiroshi was able to take a 2v1. He was able to handle Fate as well as bid all by himself with a curtain call. So right now they're expecting that again. Right now it's all depends on Hiroshi. If he's able to open up like he did last match, he will be able to get what he wants. What I mean, Stebros will be able to get what they want once again.
Yeah, and I would say a perfect placement of the traps by here onto the bot side because FSTZ, what are they doing here? That's the one resource being wasted onto the bot side, and they have vision. Stepbros does have vision. They can go in. The green light is there.
Oh, it's still there. And look at that, they go in onto Abystizi with the Winter Crown. And now there comes the AOTG from BD into the back lines. But let's see who gets the Lord, though. Not yet. It's still half HP. Kingblade will get taken down. It's a shutdown secured by Fate as he wants to decide the fate of the enemies. He's on a double kill right now. He's going in for a triple, it seems. And look at that flicker coming in at the right time.
Oh,
Fate still able to take a lot of damage, but it'll be Eli Hope will be taking him down. But he with a triple kill and a shutdown. Not something that I expected from he. But now look at that. They have wiped out the Eliminators. It's getting interesting here. It's going to get into a game 3, it seems. Look at that. The timing is perfect. They are not spawned yet. The minion pressure is there as well. They can go for the end.
this is finally the end, and something we do not see much of in Selena, right? Or landing on the 3 stuns consecutively onto the important members and securing triple kill. This guy. He hasn't been popping off into the early game, but right now with the placement of this threat, they showed the reason of where Abyssinia was, and there was a miscommunication onto the part of Eliminators again because onto the bot side they did miss out. They did wasted a resource and the glorious pathway has been used and Stembros have the vision that BTV does not have the ultimate, and they use that green light to their full potential and diving in. They have Elu, they have Beat still, but Beat wasn't able to use that AOTC into the perfect position, and then at the end, Event Eve, not Siramun, but King Beat was taken down by Fate. Carry Eliah was too much for the side to handle. Even Siramun will fall down to his hands, and the Lord has been secured by them again. So in the end, Bros with Vision, and I will say
Hmm. Yep. very great vision.
What's going on?
And
That
this time
vision,
around, yeah. And this time around, fate was not able, not able to take that fate into his own hands. I mean, he did try his best,
oh,
right? He did try his best. I mean, we saw that in the last fight. He did try his best. I mean, look at the damage that he dealt. Look at the damage that he dealt there. 95k all by himself. Serarmun barely 32. And on the other side, look at that. The damage is evenly distributed, among the members of Team Stepbros. But if you look at the side of Eliminators, it was all Fate. It was all Fate, all by himself. And with this draft, I mean, right now they might have to think over the fact that, I mean, banning out the Matilda when you have the option to pick it up might not be the best option, because Jawhead on art, I mean, we know it's destructive. But in this game, he destroyed himself.
there was they did they have a a slit into their composition, and it just in the end because Tartarus capitalized to their advantage and came out on top, and there's nothing that we can say because all we have to say is the final match is going to be out because we have to look forward to that. But before that, we have to take a short break because, ladies and gentlemen, we will be coming back with the final game, and we will see who's going to be moving forward between Stepbros and the Eliminators. Okay.
Hello players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very very exciting news for you.
Wardroom Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
Guys, it's a tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
of the Instagram bio of Wardroom Games. So do follow them and yeah, see you in the tournament and I will be casting too.
Alpha, my dear doomed king. The time has come to cast away that frail mortal shell. Join me in eternity.
A giant tail above the waves. Is it a sea monster? Or is it
Kalea!
Welcome back once again. We're back real quick as we're excited to witness along with you. Will Stepbros be able to make the comeback that we are all expecting here? Because they have done a phenomenal job in the second game, catching Eliminators off guard. And especially, I would like to give kudos to Hiroshi on that CC. I mean, the way he dealt with Bid and Fate all alone in the backlines. It was so impressive, and that is the reason why they were able to open up. And then
Yeah.
there comes King Blade with a Rugi Shadow kill to finish off the stuff.
It was a good call for them. And again, you were mentioning the vision, right? The perfect placement of trapped. I cannot forget why he onto that Selena showing that where the position of FBCZ was and what Art was doing, and when they have the green light they were able to do so. But then again, we cannot forget what King Blade has been doing the whole game, picking out the members that were important to take him down. And time and again, he's been focusing on to bit onto that Valentina because we know that bit on Valentina was too much of a force to reckon with, and he was able to take him down to make him force him to be backing off, to not have that impact that he had onto the first game. So right now, what they can come up with is try to go for the same draft, or give that not open to the position of any kind of mistakes.
Yep. They will not be affording, they'll not be affording any mistakes here. And not just that, I mean, right now, the main focus, I mean, everyone, not just you and me who are casting here, everyone who's watching as well, they will be focused on Art this time around. Because, I mean, he banned out, I mean, Eliminators have banned out Matilda 2 games in a row when we all know it's Art who likes to play the Matilda. I mean, he is the one who made Matilda the meta of India, like Indian server meta, Matilda. Who made it? Art, inventor, right? The artist.
Are the artists, yeah, but
Mm.
yeah, we have to see what these what they are going to be going for here, because right now Stepbros, they have to, not only Stepbros but Eliminators too, they have to take to take this game, last game, seriously, because they are very ready for it, because they need to have this game into their hands. And we have to see what they're going to be going for here, because the only choice for them is to win this game into this best of 3 series. Both already won one each, and the last call, the final, who's going to be coming out on top, will be decided by this game, and they have to be very serious on the draftings as well. And you know what kind of draft they have to come up with this time around, because Ilu, even with the heroes that has been support, he has been making it work, and even the Gatot Kata, he was so perfectly on point. So maybe secure a comfort for Ilu and try to adjust around him again.
Definitely. I mean, at least if they're able to, withstand the pressure, at least in the early game, because we know that Eliminators like to go on the aggressive, right? So if they're able to
Yeah.
withstand the pressure, then they will definitely be able to, take it slowly into the mid game, maybe come back, like the way Eliminators did, right? They were making a comeback happen because
Yeah.
Stepbros really went on the aggro in the first match, in the first few minutes. But right later on, Stepbros, I mean, Eliminators, their experience, they know that if we weather the storm for quite some time, the Granger will come online, the Ling will be, coming online as well. So they waited for that moment, and that is exactly when they thought that they will be able to make a comeback. But there was Hiroshi to destroy all their plans.
Yeah. CC. When
Mm.
you are in trouble, pick out the CC. When you have muscly heroes, pick out the CC. So, ladies and gentlemen, the draft has to begin right now, because Eliminators are onto the blue side again, and Stepbros are onto the red side. This will be the last game, the final match of this best of 3 series. Both of these teams are so very ready with their draftings, and they want to draft to their best potential so far. And before we have to start, we have to analyze the games, right, Fredo? Because there are so many chances, or so many synergies and composition that the two teams can be coming up with. Flanks and different kind of hero picks that they also have, and a very unorthodox hero pools too. So what these teams are so different, and they are very different. They are gonna be balling it out, so it's gonna be very very fun on what series is on point.
I do understand it. We need to analyze the draft as well. But for now, there seems to be some electricity issues, onto the
Oh.
side of Team Stepbros. Yeah, it seems like somebody does not have their lights on, and without proper internet, you cannot play this game. And that is exactly why we need to undergo a pause for a few minutes. But as we undergo the pause, we will definitely be keeping you guys entertained. But I mean, electricity does not really favor sometimes. I mean, we really wanted to start the game real quick, but electricity issues just happened, and I mean, we need to fix this stuff. But I mean, as a production, we cannot really do that, right?
Yeah, we can't. We cannot just
Yep.
force out the electricity to come back. But meanwhile, you can sing. You can sing.
Mm, yeah,
Better we
we
can
can just
sing.
wait for a while. Wait for a while before the electricity comes back. But yeah, Stepbros really unlucky today, losing out against Zohan. So right now, honestly, like I was saying, right, if they channel that anger that they have, that they lost to their biggest rivals, right? I mean, in the state of Mizoram, those two teams, Stepbros and Zohan, they are the biggest teams, and they go against each other in the Federak Showdown, and
Oh,
Stepbros lose out. So they did not really feel good about it. Right now, they want to make a comeback. Definitely, they want to make a statement that, of course, we lose to Zohan. We want to take a revenge. We want to take the revenge against Eliminators by defeating them. But in this match, though, it's the third match. Will they be able to do so? That is the question. For now, though, in the second match, we did see them make a very good play. Especially, I would like to highlight King Blade on that Hayabusa. King Blade was so good.
this guy. He was so good at assassins, and for them, eliminators are always forced to ban out the Fanny because I've seen this guy on Fanny. He's unstoppable, and whatever you do, do not give him the Fanny. This is what eliminators are doing in homework, and I feel like they do understand that this is something that you have to watch out for because they really want to handle the Hayabusa, but they do not want to handle his Fanny. So very understandable at this point because we know how much of a good player, assassin player he is, and he's very unpredictable too because he don't play around in his team. He plays solo like a lone ranger onto the other lanes, and he's been always
We will be forced to go into a short break. But we'll come back once again in a while after electricity is resumed. But till then, make sure you stay here. And if you're new to Wardrum, then please subscribe and make sure you get into the Discord server for more action because this is not the first. This is not the last tournament. This is the first one, and more tournaments are going to come. So if you want to stay updated, make sure you follow all the socials. And make sure you join the Discord server as well because we will be posting all the tournament updates there. The tournament registration will first be posted on the Discord server and later on the other social media. So you want to join the Discord first. And not to forget, it's called the North East Underdogs Tournament. So underdogs in the name. This tournament registration is still open for the underdogs out there. Right now we're having matches in the first round only for the top teams. And with that being said, we'll be taking a short break, but make sure you stay there as Stepbros make their way after the electricity resumes.
Hello players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very very exciting news for you.
Wardrum Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
Guys, it's a tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
of the Instagram bio of Wardrum Games. So do follow them and yeah, see you in the tournament and I will be casting too.
Yup, and with that, once again, we are back into the game. And with that, we are back into the game right now because Stepbros have their electricity resumed and we will not be having any more interruptions And right now we're zooming into the match again. It's going to be Eliminators against Stepbros. Third match, the score is 1-1. And I mean, never really expected Stepbros, right? Never really expected Stepbros to make a comeback, especially after that first game. But the way they did that, the fashion in which they did that, especially the guy called King Blaze.
The guy called King Blake called all the shots, and he definitely did it well because right now Eliminators, they are respect banning his hero again. The banning is taken away, another classic standard ban for one of these teams. But Tartarus is up there, but oh my goodness, what am I saying? Gata ban against Elu, so they do not want to face Gata. So maybe Feather, they might be listening to you. Maybe they are gonna be keeping the Matilda, right?
Definitely. I hope that Art will pick up his Matilda, because right now, I mean, they might definitely be blaming Art, especially in that voice chat right now. I can definitely imagine them telling Art, I mean, are you sure you want to ban Matilda once again? Because if you ban the Matilda once again, we'll ban you after this match. We'll bang you after this match. And with that, I do hope they don't ban out they have the first pick right now, so I hope they do not ban out the Matilda, because they have the option to pick it up.
They can get up, sure, but they have always been prioritizing the Fate hero, right? The Granger, and right now, for Stepbros, they use their carry to counter it. But okay, so a respect band coming out from Eliminators. They do not want to face King Blade Hayabusa again, because this guy was so amazing, and we have seen how much of the damage that he was doing too. So 4 jungles being banned out from one of the teams, so it's gonna be very, very of a big issue if not any of the teams, or not any of the side of these jungles will be able to secure this jungle, because right now I feel like they have to secure the jungle, but Matilda is still up, the Granger is still up, so who are they gonna prioritize?
That will be an interesting question to ask. 2 heroes here, and okay, look at this guy. He did not shy away from picking up his main hero, because he knows banning out the Matilda means, I mean, I'm nerfed, so right now he's on his power spike, Matilda power spike right now for Eliminators, because Hoon is on that Matilda once again. I mean, not Hoon, sorry, Art is on the Matilda once again.
Okay. Art became Hoon. Okay, man. Never mind, because Eli Hope knows that Rose, they have the response to this Matilda pick, or maybe they can go for the Granger himself, because they can just try to ban out the hero that can be a threat. But then again, CC is still out there. If they want to go to high lows, it's gonna be so early on. Okay, still they want to go for this. Okay, Hiroshi onto his main. Talking about main heroes, Hiroshi has been so amazing onto this Hilda, always diving into the backside, and he knows who to be targeting. So the front line is definitely good, definitely must-leave for Stepbros, because Hylos and Hilda is already up. But then again, you're giving out a Granger to Fate again. So will they pick out a CC here, because CC is going to be good against these 2 heroes?
Yep, CC is definitely going to be good against these heroes, and we all remember, what Hiroshi did in the last match. It just showed the potential that the CC has against heroes like this. And right now, Abyss TC is also a really good guy in that EXP lane. He's actually, in my opinion, I feel like he's one of those top EXP laners out there. And look at that, he picks up the ECC, and now it might be his turn to teach Hiroshi that, okay, you picked up the CC and dominated me last match. Now it's my turn, boy.
Yeah, it's my turn, boy. You're gonna be nominated now. So Stepbros, they have mostly heroes, but they are not gonna be letting out dive heroes as well. So King Blade, another of his comfort, it wasn't working out in the first match, the two-way. But this time around, I feel like he can make it work, because Suyu has been banned and not beat, but Round-1 has to be careful on the heroes he's picking. It's gonna be too limited. But then again, for Eliminators, they are sticking to the original plan right now, because they are banning out the Louis to so many jungle bans coming up from both of these teams. They are denying any kind of jungles, and I feel like Stepbros are doing this on purpose, because they already pick out their jungler, but they also want to deny a jungle for Round-1 too.
Yeah, they want to deny the jungle pick to Sarah Moon, and that is exactly why they have banned out, okay, potential 3 heroes, right, that could be picked up as a jungle role here. But I feel like, if you go for the Lucas as a jungler, then you can always pick up the the Valentina. And right now, looking at the draft so far, I feel like Stepbros did not really needed to, pick up the Valentina. I mean, they ban out the Lucas here, but of course, they could have picked it up for themselves, or they could have picked up Valentina first. So that would make that would have made sure that the enemy did not really get their hands onto this Lucas. But banning out the Lucas here, banning out the Alpha Suyo, it just shows that the respect that they have here for Sailor Moon is immense, right? And not just that, they have respect for Bid and Art as well. Banning out the Chip and Zushin, but now, okay, now should I keep calling this guy he? I mean, it's too long for me. But what do you say, Debbie? Suggest me. What should I call this guy?
I thought he was Rem or something, but he's still gonna be sticking for this prank. I mean, Feather, I think they are just trying to prank you with the he, so they can make you laugh. You know what I mean? They want to
Yeah,
make you laugh. So
yep. They
you
want
have
to
to
make me
hang.
laugh. They want to make me smile. But sometimes when I say that name, it just seems like he wants me to cry or something. I mean, he makes it so hard for me because I mean, if you really want me to smile, then just say he, right? Like, but he is like he until I cry. But okay, so right now, taking a look at Sailor Moon, he go okay. We're seeing three, or yeah, you can say three signature picks here: Art on the Matilda, Fate on the Granger, Bid on the Sicilian. Eliminators are going all guns blazing in this match.
Yeah, all guns blazing indeed, because the early game is secure, the late game is secure for eliminators, and we cannot forget Stepbros are securing a hero for their mid lane, the Valentina against a hero that's so mobile. But then again, we have to see because the lack of crowd control coming out from eliminators might be their downfall, but still they have the early game damage that they have, they need, and they also have the late game damage that they require from the Sicilian. But still, Hiroshi is there. Eli Hope is there for the dive, and we cannot forget Blade. What are they gonna be bringing us on this last match?
Yep. And with that, we are into the match right now. Buffs being started at 20 seconds. And with that, King Blade on the Joy versus Sailor Moon on that Julian. And we definitely know that the Julian will have a slight advantage because he needs that level 3. Well, meanwhile, the Joy needs that level 4. And this matchup, I mean, I've not really seen it too many times. Especially I used to see the Joy versus the Suyo, but in this match, Sailor Moon has went for the Julian. And okay. That was a flicker force out of fate. Ilu comes out of nowhere behind him. That must have surprised him.
Okay, two resources being banned for both of these teams. A flicker for he, and another flicker for Fate onto the Granger. So there's not much of a waste, but the jungle is still gonna be up. And like you mentioned, Julian Serama is gonna be coming online a little bit earlier than Kingblade onto the Joy. But still, they have to be able to secure that small buff and take it away from him, take it away from Kingblade too. And the rotation is definitely focused onto Hiroshi again, and Hiroshi has been busy so much clearing. And in comparison to a lane against the CC is going to be definitely having a good time. But a little bit side.
Whoa. First blood secured there. Ilu though, he comes in, and with that, Joy wants to go in with the electrifying bits, and Art is very low. He will use the flicker to get out of harm's way. The Sanguine Claws will not stop King Blade from going back to his jungle.
That was a good start for Eliminators. They are shutting down Hiroshi. On top of that, they did manage to get a kill. But Fate might be in trouble.
Ew! Eli Hope, almost. Yep, almost there. Fate. I mean, the turret does give you that damage reduction, right? Okay, it seems like Kingblade wanted to go in for that invade, but there will be the retribution, securing. He will not be able to secure it, right? But yeah, with that being said, first turtle of the match, and eliminators are already onto it. Ilu, though, seems like they're not aware that Ilu is present there.
Yeah, but they can go for more. But Hiroshi diving in.
Yeah, Kingblade late to the party, and Hiroshi will fall down as well. And there will be no turtle secured, but it seems like eliminators want to go in for an invade. Look at them, 4v3. They know that the Hylos does not even have that glorious pathway. They have a clear advantage. Even the Vexana does not have the Eternal Guard yet. But okay, they still decide they'll be able to back away somehow. And yeah, Kingblade will be able to get that. But oh my god, how was the Vexana and Hylos not yet level 4? Okay, but Hylos should have been. The Vexana got taken down once though.
Yeah, she was taken down to when the full wave of minions was rushing down onto the mid side. And then again, if your mid laner is not level 4 yet, you're supposedly not going to be level 4 if you are a roamer too. So he will see. I feel like when he was able to perform well with the CC, he has been put in the back foot so much onto the hero, like Hilda when he's made to go against his CC. But look at that, the dive.
Okay, look at that. The damage coming in from Sarah Moon will be able to take down Hiroshi, but look at King Blade as well. He arrives and takes down two EXP laners being chunked down here by the junglers. Junglers having a feast of EXP laners at the moment. But meanwhile, look at Eliminators. They're marching on towards the top side. They want to focus their attention onto Eli Hope because they know this guy has dominated Fate in his lane.
Yeah, that was a pure domination we have seen, and it was so close for comfort for Fate under the extender. But Eliminators are so understanding of their heroes, right? Because look at that, they are giving two lanes for their grandeur, and oh, the second clause.
Ilu really low here. He's using the glorious pathway to get away. There comes the circling eagle as well into the backlines. Art is still using the guiding wind to get away out of harm. And with that, disengage comes in. Eliminators still have the 2k cushion.
Yeah, they have to have that goal lead and the survivability with the presence of the guiding wind from Matilda from Art has been their main aggressor. So I feel like there's not much of an answer that's coming out from Stepbros because look at that, King Blade.
Yep, there comes the guiding knee. Okay, does not really work well as Salam won't be able to get the turtle into the backlines though. Look at that. Hiroshi trying to dive in, but he will get taken down first. And Bit is going in very heavily, very aggressively. Ilu might be going down here, able to manage to escape 1 HP. Eli Hope coming in with the heavy crossbow. But the damage coming in from Bit and Fate will be able to zone him away.
There was too much of a damage coming out from a early game 16 and I was like, yeah, there was a comfort and he have and the stakes are gonna be up. And meanwhile already one bill for bit going once already secured. He had been sitting in a position where he wasn't able to get any items. He's getting all the smaller equipment, but the top lane turrets will be certainly onto the focus for eliminators. A one turret down for both of the for one team for the side of Tabros, but it's also true right now because Round-1 has been able to zone away and do the things that every jungle can do. Focus onto the mid side, but look at that, the focus is still there.
Look at that. There comes the glorious pathway. Revitalize has been popped up as well. Eternal Guard has been used. And with that, Fate coming in with the death blow onto the high loss. Ilu will get taken down. Stepbros are really low. And they will have to leave this mid lane, it seems. They cannot defend it.
They can't, and they might be eventually losing out their blue buff as well. And he's going to be putting King Blade in a position where he doesn't go for more. But oh my goodness, he has to flicker away from that. Also, there was a lot of damage coming out from Ramon onto Julian. And look at the 100 stacks for the Cecina and for a bit right now into this very early 6-minute game. So what can Cerberus come back from? Because this is a late game hero that they are going to be fearing and already good stacks, but everything might be in trouble.
Yo, he gets taken down here. Was not able to get there. But on the other side, look at that. Sailor Moon is able to take. But okay, King Blade might be the one in trouble next. Look at that. Fate will be able to shut him down. King Blade will fall down into the hands of Fate. And they will be able to get a tower as well. Things are looking good here for Eliminators. On the other side, though, look at that. Eli Hope is also able to get a lot of farm on the far side. And not just that, they get a tower as well. They get a tower, first one. And with that,
Oh,
oh my
wait.
god, Fate walks right up to his own death.
There was a pure boost secured by Eli with the Neurosi as well, doing a great job trying to get down the best member possible for them to take away. And Fate, who would have thought that Hiroshi might be there, and on top of that, Eli too. So he was kind of blindsided by it as well. But still a good gain for Stepbros. But that's not going to be giving them the goal lead that they want because they are still going to be behind. They need to take that around because this guy has been sitting on a perfect farm. He hasn't been taken down even once, and he's going to be farming up quite a lot. And in comparison to the other side for um for King Blade, he hasn't been able to get the Holy Crystal Stones, so he's not going to be having that much of damage that Saramon did with that presence with the Magic Blades also, he's not gonna be taken down that easily.
Definitely. And I mean, if you look at it, like, look at that. Even though the Irithel has not even died once, look at the Fate, right? Look at the Granger. He is on 3 items already. Meanwhile, the Irithel just working on the third. So that just speaks for itself that even though you might have died once, your KDA might not be the best, but if you have farmed up, I mean, that is your job as a goal laner. You need to get all that farm. And that's exactly what Fate has done here. He does have the farm, but they have the Irithel as well. They have the Vexana. The lane clear will be good here. So it's not going to be easy as well for Team Eliminators if they want to go in heavily and just force to end. It's not that easy right now for both the sides. Let's see who takes the first, initiation.
Yeah, the I mean, it's still not good for Stepbros because their King Blade is so behind into the experience because he's a level 3 behind in comparison to Salamona to that Julian. So the Lord might actually be onto the focus of Eliminators and they might, for Stepbros, they might not eventually go for the contest kill because it's going to be hurt. Even if they tongue down the CC for Julian, for Salamon, they won't be able to still get it because the experience, the level is still far behind. But look at Hiroshi, not Hiroshi, but look at the damage.
Oh my god, they're going in heavily with the guiding wind. Matilda Airlines taking them all to the back lines, but it will be a bit easy who will be falling down. But Eli Hope will be taken down as well. They get their priorities straight, right? I mean, you sacrifice your EXP laner, but you take down the enemy goal lane.
This is Eliho falling down really early on, so I do not like this because he needs to be alive in order to take down the turret. I mean, not the turret, but the Lord is the only one that can help Team Stepbros survive this onslaught. But King Blade moving to a crossing of Rex is not very predictable here. But he has a recall right there. But oh my goodness, Ramon might be in trouble.
Saramon might be in trouble, yeah, like you said, because he's really low and he's all alone. But it seems like he's able to sustain all that.
Oh,
The life still coming in from the rose gold meteor will be able to make him survive as he will be able to get. Okay, it's not him, but it's Art who will be able to get a kill. And now 2 members down. Stepbros on the brink of extinction as Sanguine Claws will be able to catch and into the back lines of Bestizi. 2 members. 3 members still down. Ilu will be able to come back online, but that just means more trouble. The High Loss is the only one standing up front, and they're going in heavily with the Glorious Pathway, but they don't have enough backup. They don't have enough firepower. Ilu will be going down into the hands of fate. They might be able to lock down the base now. Ilu is still able to survive, but on the other side, look at that. Sarah Moon into the backline. It's a triple kill for that, but the base will lock down and we will not see the maniac, but the win will definitely be going into the hands of Eliminators.
that was a perfect situation for Eliminators to take the win, and they managed to eliminate Step Bros into this tournament, and they will be the one moving forward. And like you mentioned, Fredo, Art onto that Matilda is the job well done. They were constantly banning the Matilda for Ilu, but they now know that Art can also use his main Matilda to their advantage, and they managed to do so. And look at the start of this game. Even Fate is 5-1-1 with Silver, but he does have a lot of damage. But what can King Blade do against a composition like this with so much heal? Even he bought out for Art, he even buy that Oracle to have to get that extra shield.
Mm-mm. He even bought the Oracle to get the extra shield. That just works for itself, but he knows how this hero works. It's all about the sustain now. You do not really care too much because if you can sustain enough, you can deal with damage, and not just that. The Oracle provides you with enough defense. It provides you with the extra regen, and on top of that, it provides you with the cooldown reduction you need to spam those skills. And that is exactly why he was able to do a lot, right? A lot. And this
Mm.
guy, he understands the game, and not just that, right? I mean, they were able to win in a very dominating fashion, right? Look at that. The Cesar Moon on that Julian, Art on that Matilda, zero deaths. Beat as well, untouched completely throughout, except that one time where Fate got caught, right? Because other than that, it was only Abyss who was taking all the damage.
Ah, they are so good in playing this game, man. Eliminators. They still have more things to come because there was a lot of damage, and even with that much of a jungle ban and a deny jungle for Eliminators for Ramon, he was able to pick up the last option available, and he was just Julian, and they managed to use this to their full fledged advantage. And they are going to be going forward, and they are the team that has to be looked forward to.
Yep. And with that being said, we will be saying goodbye for tonight. But before that, just remember tomorrow there are two more matches lined up. It's going to be Megatron versus Megatron tomorrow. So, I mean, if you want to see the clash of franchise here, Megatron Underdogs going up against Megatron Lafukabi, something that we all want to witness, will be happening tomorrow night right here on the War Drum Games, as we'll be seeing both the Megatron teams facing each other. And right before the Megatron game, we'll be seeing Zohunt face Royal Manipur, a squad from Mizoram facing a squad from Manipur. I mean, Manipur in the name itself. So, yep, do come and check out, a Mizoram versus Manipur game. And after that, we'll be having the Megatron versus Megatron showdown. So make sure you check out that. And just to remind you guys, the registration is still open for the underdogs. And if you want to stay updated with all the upcoming tournaments, make sure to join our Discord server. And with that being said, it's me, Fredo, casting alongside was Debbie, and we both will be saying good night.
Hello players, are you from Northeast? If yes, we have a very, very exciting news for you.
War Drum Games is hosting the North East Underdog Tournament, where the top invited teams are going to be playing against the biggest underdogs. And the best part,
guys, is the tournament format. Why? Because it's starting in a separate bracket and you get to fight with only the underdogs all the way to the finals.
by participating in this tournament, you have the chance to win a share of the prize pool, which is 60,000 Indian rupees. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go and register ASAP because the slots are filling up really fast and you're gonna run out of slot if you don't register ASAP.
For registration, you can check the link in the description
of the Instagram bio of War Drum Games. So do follow them and yeah, see you in the tournament and I will be casting too.
Dear doomed king, the time has come to cast away that frail mortal shell. Join me in eternity.
A giant tail above the waves.